All right, dear heart. Thank you so much, but we have to come to a decision about where we're going to take the show. Otherwise, we will be doing it from the cornfields in Iowa with Farmer Brown and his shit kickers.
Let's go to London. I'm always fun in London.
All right, to begin this episode of Rock Hard Caucus, I have to apologize to all of our listeners. The network is on my ass about the content of our previous episode. Did you know that we're a network program?
I was not aware. Did we get like syndicated or something? Or I guess that's not how a network works. I don't fucking know.
Well, what I can tell you is that the suits upstairs, they're really reaming my ass about something that I said last week. And so we are required, we're obligated by corporate to retract a statement from last week. And what did we talk about last week? Did I advocate murder on that episode, or was that before that?
You might have, I'm not sure. I think you might have danced around it in a way that would not incriminate yourself.
Okay, well that's not what's at issue. Our official entomologist, Jake, he wrote this statement for us to make up for a mistake that I made last week. So this is quoting official Rock Hard Caucus entomologist Jake. He said, "I think for the sake of your podcast's journalistic integrity, you need to issue a correction on episode 178. Box elderbugs are native. They're just annoying."
Damn.
So that's on me. I take full responsibility for the error. I hope that this did not mislead any of our loyal listeners. I hope that you didn't. I don't know. I guess what I hope is that this did not lead to any incidents of, xenophobic harassment toward box elderbugs. Well,
I hope that no one started listing facts about box elderbugs at their Christmas gatherings and got in trouble when one of their younger nephews went on Wikipedia and found out the truth.
Yeah, I hope you didn't lose face with any of your special interest bug nephews.
Yeah, there are some bug nephews out there. Kids
Absolutely.
love bugs.
It's a cool thing to be interested in because there's a lot of fucking bugs out there.
And they're interesting little critters. Not box elder bugs, so they suck.
They're annoying. That's an official statement from our official entomologist, is that they are annoying. So that's a scientific fact. You can rely on that one. It's been fact checked. I've got a lot of support behind that one. Box elderbugs, annoying.
Yeah, I like how we never get fact checked on anything about politics or anything. It's just
yeah, we're never wrong about that.
No, absolutely not. You mispronounced a name. You just passingly said that box elder bugs are an invasive species.
Oh, did we talk about the murder suicide last week? Is that what I was worried about?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that. I don't think that was. I think we were pretty on the right side of that one.
Yeah,
I think
we think it was
the
bad.
the mainstream media has a lot more to answer for than us.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
saying that, I don't know, kind of glossing over the whole murder suicide aspect of that story.
Celebrating the perpetrator / victim of the murder suicide. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go back to the bug nephews. Since this is our last episode of 2024. I thought that it might be appropriate to talk about something a little lighter, not murder suicide, but something a little less horrible.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The Des Moines Register published a couple of articles this week about Gen Alpha slang, so words that kids are saying.
Gen Alpha. What, they switched around? They looped back around to the beginning of the alphabet?
Yes. So if we go alphabetically, we are part of Generation Y, right?
Yeah.
That's what millennials are.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that they would just use the letters only. What, of all the generations that are alive right now, I guess boomers have their nickname. But it goes like Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we get our special little name? It feels kind of condescending.
I think we can blame boomers again. Just blame boomers. It's their fault.
It's us and boomers. We're the worst generations, and that's why we get these like derisive nicknames instead of just the letter classification. So Gen Alpha are the kids who I think they're like in middle school right now. It's like that age.
I've literally never heard Gen Alpha. I guess it's kind of like disconcerting that there's 2 generations younger than us.
Yeah, well, and I think there's babies now that might be too young for Alpha even.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to look up the years, but maybe they come up in these articles.
They need to stop the unending passage of time. Someone needs to do something about it.
Yeah, what if we just freeze it here? Because we're good here, right?
Yeah.
Everything's fine now if we just leave everything as it is now for the rest of time.
Mm-hmm. Everyone stays the same age.
I mean, I think my real issue is death. I think if we could just conquer death, I'd be much happier.
I think the only way to conquer death is to face it, though.
Oh.
I don't think you can...
I guess because I was going to say that, like, I'm not so much worried about my own death as I am about the deaths of people I care about.
Right.
So I can conquer death by dying myself, and then I won't care about other people dying.
that's I think that's how it works.
Hopefully I go first.
I mean, I'm not gonna... I'm afraid to agree or disagree.
I put you in a tough spot. All right. Let's get away from death for a moment. So the Register put out an article about a teacher who is getting in trouble for banning words among their students. And then a few days later, they put out a guide to Gen Alpha slang. I think maybe we should read the guide first, and that'll give us some insight into what this teacher is getting in trouble for.
Man, anti-intellectualism is a big problem in American society. Trying to ban words.
Right, yeah, this is censorship of children, of all things. So this was a collaboration between Cole Behrens and Mike Troutman. I think Mike Troutman is a local... He's a Register person, and then Cole Behrens maybe is part of the national USA Today network. I don't know how this all works, but all the newspapers are consolidating into one, big Voltron of American news.
Mm-hmm.
So they collaborated on this piece published on the 26th, which is headlined, "What the heck is Gen Alpha saying? A simple guide to today's teen slang." Now, I've always been resistant to slang. I think that we have a set of words and they do us just fine. I don't like to say new words.
That's a very conservative outlook.
I know it is. But I don't know. I have a distaste for new, fun and exciting words. I already know enough words,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that people are coming up with new ways to say the same things.
All right, the article begins. Delulu? Drip? Phantom tax? All right, I know what drip means. That's like cool clothes, right?
Yes. I got 2 out of 3. Phantom tax. Now I don't know what the fuck
and
that
Delulu is just delusional. That's
delusional.
Easy. Yeah. Phantom tax? I don't know what that is. And that's F-A-N-U-M. Maybe it's phantom. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. If you feel like the teens and preteens around you sound like they're speaking a different language, don't feel bad. You're just getting a taste of Alpha Gen slang. Alpha Gen slang.
Alpha Gen slang. I feel like these journalists need to include their ages, like, up front.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just check here. I got Cole Behrens pulled up. I'm going to guess he is late 20s. Mike Troutman... definitely in his 40s, it looks like.
Yeah.
I'd say. Oh, and this is fun. In his Des Moines Register bio, he says, "Avid defender of candy corn. Don't at me."
This This guy's on got the pulse of the culture. Don't
sounds
at
like
me.
That's some elder millennial humor there. I love candy corn. Don't at me. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I will not be taking questions at this time.
Yeah. He's one of the first users on Twitter.
Generation Alpha, or Gen Alpha, is the generation...
Wow, thank you. That was awesome. Is that part of their slang? They shortened generation to gen?
Generation, that's too many syllables. That's too many letters. What if we remove the ERATION from that? Just Gen Alpha. What? What does that mean? Gen Alpha is the generation of people born between 2010 and 2025. Oh, okay, so even babies that haven't been born yet are part of Gen Alpha. It's the first generation to be born entirely in the 21st century, with the internet fully immersing their lives from birth on.
Babies should not be using the internet.
No, definitely not. But they're just born into the internet.
It's like the Matrix. They're automatically connected in their little pod.
Yeah. Oh, man, we should start giving fetuses like little devices.
Yeah.
You can never start too early, you know. They got to be ready for the world ahead. Yeah,
you got to teach them to code, you know, from a very early age. It's going to set them up for success.
I mean, you're going to have to get a job someday.
Yeah. I think that wasn't it Kamala Harris? Isn't that like one of her campaign platform planks? Was teaching infants to code?
Womb code.
Yeah.
So they're the first generation born on the internet. So you might expect their language to reflect that. The only problem is understanding them. Or if you're a teacher, trying to keep the slang to a less annoying minimum. And that's a link to the article that we'll read next.
It's like not that hard to understand slang. It's like context clues, like most of the words. Also like Delulu. I mean,
that one's easy. Yeah.
A lot of them are very easy.
Well, and they also put drip in that first bit. I feel like that's been around longer.
Yeah, that's pretty old, I think.
Fear not. We've put together a list of some of the more popular Gen Alpha slang to help you decipher what's going on. They still won't think you're cool, though. Sorry, we can only do so much. And then they have embedded the gif of Steve Buscemi saying, "How do you do, fellow kids?"
Hell yeah.
With some more elder millennial humor.
Oh, yeah, that's from 30 Rock. That's some definite elder millennial shit.
Yeah. Do kids even know about GIFs these days? They're all about animated WebM files.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say WebM. Yeah. I'm glad that they cited via Giphy, though.
Well, yeah.
It's important to cite your sources.
Otherwise, it might be illegal for them to embed a couple seconds of a TV show.
That's true, yeah.
But now it's legal because it's from Giphy.
Giphy.
What are those darn kids saying? Here's some of the more popular Alpha Gen slang. Do you have the article pulled up, Evan?
I do, but I can pretend I haven't read any of it.
Yeah. Let's do that for a minute. I'll read.
Or I can just be honest about whether or not I knew these before. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the first example is ate/eats.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one.
Yeah, and that's when you consume food.
Yes. Right.
Right.
It's for sustenance only.
The kids call consuming food. They call it eating nowadays.
Mm-hmm. They saw Charlie XCX at a diner, and they said she ate with that one.
And it's true. She was consuming food. So yes, you may hear this often in a restaurant or a cafeteria. Don't be afraid. The kids are just talking about digestion and nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
But it says here in the newspaper, if you say someone ate, it means you are saying that they did something exceptionally well or deserving of praise. According to Keyhole. Who's Keyhole? And this is funny. They give an example. Did you hear Charlie XCX's latest album? She ate.
I like it's also like Gen X journalists like quoting other Gen X journalists instead of actually talking to the kids using the slang. Like this article would be 100 times better if they just talked to a fucking like 15-year-old and like asked them.
Yeah, well, I mean, even in that example, Do you think a kid is going to talk about, quote, Charlie XCX's latest album?
No, they're not. They're going to say it's the year of the brat or some shit.
Yeah. They'll just say, simply, they can condense this to 2 words. Brat 8.
Yeah.
I wonder if they talk about cunt
Or
in this.
8 brat, like 8 brat. Like a bratwurst.
Yes, you may hear the children using the word eat at family barbecues. But they're not talking about brats, they're talking about brat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next example is aura points.
Aura points. Aura. Yeah. That's pretty easy because you know what, everyone knows what an aura is. It's your vibe.
Yes, it's the glow that you see around people, right? You see a little glowing halo around their head if they're good, and you see a red glow if they are bad.
Right.
Everyone sees those, right?
I think everyone does, but points are just a way of mathematically quantifying that.
Points are a numerical system derived from Gen Alpha's favorite activity, the video game.
Right. Final Fantasy.
They have adapted this system to real life. All right, the newspaper says, aura points refer to a lighthearted way of measuring coolness based on a TikTok trend, according to Polygon.
Oh, wow. Polygon. Wow.
Imagine a grandpa trying to read that sentence. I don't know if they've done a good job explaining this.
Right.
This is the example sentence. Did you see her new shoes? She definitely just gained some aura points.
These examples are, again, just talk to the kids. They could come up with way better shit than any of this.
The next example is cap versus no cap.
Come on. Even you know that one, right?
Yeah, cap is a hat.
It's a hat.
Headwear.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like sometimes Evan will do the podcast capped, but today he is no cap.
I'm no cap.
You're not wearing a hat today.
Yeah. And this podcast is no cap.
Yeah, no caps on here. Neither of us are wearing our hats today.
And we've never capped. Except for the times where I did wear a cap, but...
I do have my abolish the FBI cap back here behind me. Nice. But I'm not wearing it, so I am no cap at the moment. Des Moines Register says, to cap means to lie, to boast, or to front.
To front? You need another definition for that.
Yeah, there needs to be a link to like late 80s slang for that one.
Yeah.
But that's according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Although this meaning hasn't officially made it yet. Okay, so this is
Who cares?
It's part of the Merriam-Webster Legends continuity. It is not Merriam-Webster canon yet.
That's awesome. I didn't know they had like a on-deck list of words.
Yeah, there's a tier system. No cap means you are being truthful or honest. Example sentence. Joe said he didn't take my food, but I think that's cap.
Okay.
Did he eat that food?
Yeah, he ate with that food.
He's losing aura points for capping my food. Capping a cat. That's cap. He ate. Delulu we already have discussed. It is shorthand for delusional. I think it's just a way to say delusional but sound a little sillier while you say it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that much shorter.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's like an insulting way to say something insulting, like more insulting to say delulu than just saying delusional. Like it's kind of the subject of the word.
Yeah, delulu feels a little bit like it's more demeaning. Like you're kind of infantilizing them a little bit because it sounds a little baby talk. Yeah. Example sentence is, she thinks he's going to ask her out, but she's totally delulu. That's very heteronormative for an article about Gen Alpha. It should just say, they think they's going to ask them out, but they totally delulu.
That's right.
Get the gender out of there. Queer it up a bit, Des Moines Register. Next is drip, which again, we do already know about. That is when you need to call the plumber. You got a drip in your bathroom sink. Kids really care about indoor plumbing these days. It's the latest fad.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
This is the first generation born without a family outhouse. And so a lot of this slang revolves around toilets and pipes, things of that nature. They're citing different sources for like every single one of these.
I know.
They did so much research here. Drip means cool, stylish, or fashionable clothing, according to Arizona State University, which is the height of cool and style, Arizona State University. If someone is dripped out, it means they are dressed stylishly. Okay, listen to this. I just went to the mall and bought some new drip. Are these kids going to the mall? Are malls coming back? Is that part of the news?
Yeah, I think kids go to the
thing?
mall. I mean, probably with their parents most of the time, but
and their strollers getting pushed around the mall buying drip. No cap though. My goal for this episode is for it to be very annoying to listen to.
Yeah, mission accomplished
for young and old alike. That's our position as millennials, is to be a sort of a transitional, make this annoying for everyone. Oh, here we go. This is the one we had no idea. The phantom tax, or possibly phantom tax. Never encountered this one before. Do you have any idea, any speculation what that might mean?
No. Well, I'm reading it right now, but no, no idea.
Okay, so taxes, I imagine the youngsters they're probably around the age where you get into libertarian politics, right? So they're got to be anti-tax.
Yeah. Phantom tax is when you just don't file a tax return, I think. Because
Well,
you're
is that
being
the
taxed.
phantom tax?
You're being taxed still, but you're just not paying it, so it becomes a phantom tax.
I much prefer the phantom tax, which is everybody's got to see Phantom of the Opera, so it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Or a
what you
phantom
pay
tax
for tickets.
is when you die. It's a tax you pay to become a ghost.
It's slang for what they call the death tax.
Yeah.
Which is where you unfairly are not allowed to leave all of your wealth behind to your children. It gets taxed by the evil government, the phantom tax. Okay, the phantom tax is the act of stealing someone's food without their permission, which we heard, I think Joe capped about that in a previous example. The origin comes from online comedy creator Phantom.
No idea.
Who is a part of streamer and YouTuber Kai Cenat's influencer crew. I think I've heard of Kai Cenat.
Yeah, I have too, but I don't know anything about him.
I think I've heard of that guy.
Not gonna pretend that I'm watching a lot of streamers on Twitch.
Yeah, I looked up Kai Cenat very briefly. He's in the new Good Burger movie.
Well, that's cool.
So he's an ambassador to the millennial generation by appearing in the Good Burger sequel no one saw.
That's bridging generations there.
Mm-hmm. That was according to Business Insider, by the way. The definition of the phantom tax.
The main source for Gen Alpha slang, Business Insider.
Well, if you want your business to succeed, you got to know what the youngsters are talking about. Phantom is known for jokingly taking others' food and calling it a tax. I took his fries when he wasn't looking. He had to pay the phantom tax.
Okay. Are kids actually, come on. Are kids actually saying this? I guess they are, because it's in the Des Moines Register, but...
Yeah, obviously.
That
it's
seems
cited
like a stretch.
by Business Insider.
Right.
All right, goat. This one's common. This one's been around a while. Goat.
Yeah, scapegoat.
Goats, we've always known goats. They got horns. Everyone has known about goats since Slipknot's album Iowa came out. And the cover had a goat on it. Everyone said, "What's that?" And Corey Taylor said, "That, my friends, is a goat."
Yeah, well, there's also like Baphomet, or however you say it. It goes back a little further than that.
The Dark Lord of Goats. Well, the register says that goat, although it's not capitalized, it's just It's not all caps. It's just GOAT, like a regular word. But they say it's an acronym, meaning greatest of all time. GOAT. LeBron James is the GOAT. He's been goated since he was in Cleveland. They didn't put that in quotes.
And they didn't explain goated.
That's a part of this that they're missing, is that there's weird sort of like grammatical games that the kids play with these words. Like with cap/no cap, they treat it like it's a verb. To cap means to lie, to boast, or to front. And then in their example, they said, Joe said he didn't take my food, but I think that's cap, which is more like a noun, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that's a part of this that I feel like, can anyone explain how they're playing games with grammar with these words? I think that's more integral to like this generation slang than the actual like trying to define the words. It's like how they construct the sentences that they use the words in.
Yeah, for sure.
Is probably more baffling than the words themselves. But yeah, that bit about LeBron James was not put in quotes like the other like example sentences have been.
So they're making a value statement here that he is the GOAT. There's a lot of Gen X people are going to be very pissed off about that because they have opinions about Michael Jordan.
Excuse me, Michael Jordan. He played with the flu.
Yeah, is that your some of Michael Jordan knowledge? Is he played with the flu one game?
He had gambling debts, so they killed his father. That makes him goated.
Oh, true.
To me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like goat's a pretty common one too. That's like, I think pretty much, that's like just like sports fucking media.
Yeah, they say that on like ESPN.
Yeah, I don't know if
for
that's
a long time.
I don't think that's Gen A stuff.
Yeah. The next one is GYAT. GYAT. Sounds kind of like goat, so maybe it's an acronym.
Yeah.
Greatest, all time. Oh wow! Do you know? Have you heard this one before? I don't think I'm familiar with it.
I have heard this one.
GYAT.
It's basically like
is that how
saying.
You're supposed to say it?
I think it's GYAT.
Okay.
GYAT. It's like saying goddamn when you see like a really big butt.
Okay. GYAT is used to express strong excitement, surprise, or admiration, often in reference to seeing a large butt, according to dictionary.com.
I didn't actually just read that.
Yeah, but the dictionary.com official, they recognize the excitement of seeing a large butt. It's in the dictionary now. It can also be used as a term by itself for a large butt. This is a new development in slang. Most generations do not have a word that means large butt.
Right.
I mean, I'm trying to think of one and I can't.
Badonkadonk.
Oh, there you go.
That's a millennial. That's a millennial term.
Sure. That's kind of like country slang, isn't it? Like honky tonk, badonkadonk, that song.
I think it was more hip hop slang, and then there's like a kind of a long history. Actually, I mean, really, all of this stuff is just it's urban black people slang that is like filtering back into white culture.
Sure, yeah, that's why goat. It's been around forever. We actually know that one. Yeah, I guess that's an element that's not really discussed in this article, that this is all sort of cultures appropriating
I think
each
literally
other's
all of these
language.
Words that we have talked, like I think they are all made by black people.
Probably, yeah. Generally, black culture is at the forefront of developing cool new words for people to steal.
Yeah.
Looks maxing is the next example. That one I feel is
this is a white person one. This is definitely a white person one, because it's like right wing, like Groyper, Elon Musk people.
Yeah.
I've also seen there's also the alternative jester maxing, which is basically like, I'm going to try to be funny so that women will like me.
Gotcha. Okay,
versus
so this is sort
looks
of like
maxing it could also be called
shit.
Yes, basically. Drip. You could call it drip maxing, actually. They should call it drip maxing.
Yeah. I thought it was about getting new glasses. Trying to maximize your looking. trying to improve your sight. Looksmaxing. Looksmaxing is an online movement dedicated to maximizing your physical appearance, often through a variety of techniques, including improving your jawline, skin care, and muscles, according to the BBC. How do you change your jawline?
Surgery. And that's literally, I mean, it's fucking crazy. Like the right wing, like self-improvement shit.
Right.
It's like men freaking out about like their fucking like cheeks and stuff. Like, my cheeks are too puffy. They look like I'm like a child. I need to be cherubic. More. I need to be more manly. I need surgery to improve my manliness.
Yeah. If I don't have a massive Gaston style jaw, then the women will not be attracted to me, and I will be doomed to be forever alone to conjure another millennial Reddit meme.
I'll never be a Chad unless I break my legs to do that surgery to increase your height or whatever.
Right. Yeah. This is kind of concerning. I think of all of these, I haven't been too like offended by the things that children are talking about, but this one's worrisome. Kids, if you're out there, you don't need to like, break your own jaw and put a new jaw in there to attract a mate.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing you can learn right now in this stage of development is how to be normal, and this is extremely not normal.
I mean, I do think maybe there is something to be said about like this is like video game stuff. This is like putting points into character creation. Like, right. I'm gonna looks max. Like I'm putting all my points into looks and nothing into like charisma or being normal.
Yeah, work on your aura points before you get too deep into looks maxing. The example sentence is, Riley's been obsessed with looks maxing videos on TikTok lately. I'd be worried about Riley.
A lot of TikTok references here.
Yeah, they understand what TikTok is. Definitely.
Yep.
Mewing.
No idea.
Are the kids playing Pokemon Yellow?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean,
mewing is cheating, using exploits within the game code to capture the 151st Pokemon, Mew.
Yeah, dude.
Using unintended glitches.
Yeah. I was so happy when I saw that they made a method of getting Mew without having to use a Game Shark. And then I got out my Game Boy Pocket from 1998 and I plugged in my copy of Pokemon Blue that somehow still has a battery that works. And I recreated it and I captured Mew without using the Game Shark.
Yeah, I remember doing that in college, actually.
That's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about here.
Yeah. Mewing is looks maxing technique aimed at improving your jawline by holding your tongue on the roof of your mouth.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about? Hold on. I'm gonna turn to the side and I'm gonna put my tongue on the roof of my mouth. Tell me if my jawline changes at all.
It might have like moved up by like a millimeter. I don't.
No one can see.
I don't
me
think
do
that's
this,
attractive. I don't think that's attractive.
Yeah, I'm sort of like. Maybe they didn't explain it right. Mewing comes from a controversial British orthodontist named John Mew, who developed a practice called orthotropics.
Okay.
There's little evidence supporting its effectiveness. Yeah, I'm going to guess this guy's like a phrenologist or something.
No, yeah, it's like chiropractic for your jaw.
Dude, are you seriously mewing right now? Are you looks maxing? All right, so it sounds like this is something that kids get mocked for. So that's probably good. Mog, I have heard of this one. Mogging.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To mog someone is to be significantly more attractive than them, and thereby lower their attractiveness.
That's not right. Mogging is when you're physically dominating someone by being larger than them. Fucking idiots.
You disagree with Vice News, apparently.
I don't care. Vice News? Are we still pretending that that's a thing?
He mogged everyone else at the party with his drip.
No, he mogged by going to the gym and looks maxing.
He looks maxed his muscles and mogged me. Help,
Yeah.
I'm being mogged.
Come
I'm always
on,
getting
man.
mogged because I'm pretty small and weak.
This is pissing me off.
All right, this is the one that I think is maybe the most bewildering. Ohio. That's not slang, it's a place.
Yeah, that's a place.
That word already existed, kids. Don't think that you came up with Ohio. We've known about Ohio since C.S. Lewis first wrote about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio is older than Harry Potter, okay?
That's true. That is true.
No, they aren't really talking about the Buckeye State. Unfortunately for Ohioans, Ohio has a slang meaning of strange, weird, cringe, or dumb.
Damn. Ohio's catching strays.
Yeah, that's not nice to them. I mean, Kansas is right there. We can shit on Kansas or Missouri, maybe.
God forbid Iowa.
No, we don't deserve it.
No, we
Neither
don't.
does Ohio. The origin likely originates from a number of memes like, it's all Ohio. Okay. Or can't even X in Ohio that circulated in online culture in the 2020s, according to Know Your Meme.
Oh, now they're quoting Know Your Meme. Interesting. Not Urban Dictionary, though.
Well, I pulled up the Know Your Meme page linked there. Ohio is an American state in the country's Midwest region. So they seem to know a lot about Ohio over there. Well,
Ohio's
except that they call
back.
it Midwest. Ohio's East Coast.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked about this before. It is definitely East Coast. Ohio's cool. I mean, Ohio has been, there's a resurgence in the culture. There's the swag like Ohio meme from Lil B, which is like back in like 2012. He had a song that was like swag like Ohio, down in Ohio, swag like Ohio. And then there was like a remix version of it that just came out like a year ago with like Trippie Redd that was on Lyrical Lemonade. And Ohio's cool again. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are really good this year. They don't have LeBron anymore, but they're really good.
Where have I been in Ohio? I've been to Toledo and Cincinnati and Cleveland. I've been to have I been to Columbus? I don't remember. But I've been to like the Ohio places. It seems fine. Did you see how she was dressed at school today? She's so Ohio.
This is another one where I'm questioning whether this is anyone's actually saying this.
Yeah. Riz. This one I have heard, and I think I know what it means.
Yeah. That one's easy too.
Mm-hmm. A shortening of the word charisma, used to state that someone has success in attracting romantic partners. Well, I thought these kids were all asexual, though.
I don't even think that has anything to do with it. I mean, I guess it does. I guess, usually it's in the context of attracting a partner or whatever.
Sure.
But you can just have Riz in general, just be charismatic.
Yeah, you may not be necessarily using it to attract romantic partners. But that's what Merriam-Webster says.
All right. Who might argue?
He spent the entire party rizzing up the girls. Mm-hmm. Still pretty heteronormative.
Absolutely.
Although you should value Riz above looks maxing for sure.
Absolutely. You should put more points into Riz if you're going to do your character build.
Okay, now what about Rizzler?
That's some TikTok child.
Hey, I saw him on TV.
Yeah. There's also, I don't know, something about Baby Gronk rizzed up Livy or something. That was a while ago. Yeah, Blippy. Baby Gronk rizzed up Blippy, the YouTube guy.
Did Blippy go to Costco? Is that what I saw? Something about Costco men?
Oh, man.
A Rizzler is someone who is successful at flirting with people, according to the New York Times. A sentence that should not exist. Well, and it seems like that's derivative of Riddler, so they're taking this from, like, Batman.
Mm-hmm. The coolest character in Batman, too.
Edward Nygma?
Yeah. That's such a good name.
Well, I guess the Jim Carrey portrayal is pretty cool. Did you see the newer Batman movie that had the Riddler in it? With Robert Pattinson?
No, I haven't seen any of the new ones.
That movie is pretty long and dark.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
The Riddler in that was like sort of a boring terrorist guy.
That's so lame.
He had no riz.
The best Batman is the Adam fucking, what's his name? The old 60s Batman?
Adam West.
Adam West, yeah.
Yeah, who was the Riddler on that? I can't remember his name.
All right, time to Google.
Sorry.
Frank Gorshin?
Oh, yeah. Not a name I would have actually remembered.
No.
Oh, Paul Dano's the new one. But
I remember that suit, though. I mean...
Yeah, the like dancing Batman 66 Riddler. So much riz. Riz off the charts.
Matthew Lesko.
he had drip.
Matthew Lesko had drip, and the Riddler had drip.
His drip. He dripped riz. He's GOAT.
Damn, Matthew Lesko is still alive. He's 81 years old.
What about Sigma? Do you know what a Sigma is?
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I don't fully understand this. Let's see if it is us. A Sigma, based on the Greek alphabet, thank you so much for that, is a male who has overcome the hierarchy of alpha and beta males. That is us, for sure. Often characterized by silent success.
What?
That's us. What about loud failure? How does that factor into Sigma? Or someone who is a social outcast by choice and plays by their own rules.
Yeah, this is more right-wing fucking stupid bullshit.
I'm actually a social pariah by choice. I want to be like this.
I'm actually ascended past being an alpha male, and you're not on my level, so we can never talk.
So Sigma is like that guy on Twitter bragging that he got kicked out of a party for saying the R word too much. That's a 100%. Sigma.
That's a Sigma.
Colloquially, it can just mean good or best. That would be like Omega, though, right? Omega or whatever. Anything on
Alpha, Omega.
the ends of the alphabet. Those are the cool ones.
Yeah, those are the exceptional ones.
Yeah. All right, now Skibbity and Skibbity Toilet. I saw merchandise of the Skibbity Toilet at Target. So I know all about this. This is something you just see it and you understand implicitly what's going on. The Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah, this one is actually still a mystery to me. I've avoided watching any Skibbity content, but I've seen people talking about it, and yeah, like it's incomprehensible to me.
It looks pretty horrendous. Skibbity refers to a series of surrealist videos popular on YouTube, which features an army of human-headed toilets fighting a war against another army of camera-headed men. According to Forbes. I mean, I gotta give it up to the Skibbity Toilet creators for getting Forbes to write about it. This is a cop-out here, though. Skibbity as a slang word is largely meaningless and simply a reference to the video series.
Okay.
It's meaningless. Maybe you just don't get it because you're old.
Oh, yeah. That might be it.
You don't get it like I do. I'm cool. I know what kids are talking about. I know what Skibbity means.
That might be it.
If you have to ask, you'll never know. Skibbity. Slay. This is also, I feel like, slang from like the 70s. This has been...
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't this like... I mean, this is like a 2016, like... I just think of like... Hillary slaying, you know?
Well, I swear, like, drag queens were saying this, like, decades ago. Oh, and
yeah, also, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Like, I watched, is it Paris is Burning? Do you know that, like, documentary?
Yeah.
About
I haven't seen
drag culture voguing and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I swear they said slay in that. Maybe not, but...
I believe it.
If you slay something, it means you did it particularly well, according to dictionary.com. That is like the vaguest definition of slay.
Yeah.
Did you hear Charlie XCX's latest album? She's slay. Terrible example.
That's not even, yeah, it's like, isn't it? It's more like, just like a affirmation, like slay.
Yeah, slay queen.
Yeah, slay queen. Yeah, exactly. Slay queen.
Mm-hmm. They should have used the Charlie XCX's latest album as their example sentence for every one of these.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. They're really,
mogged.
She definitely mogged with that one.
It's GOAT. Stand on business. This one feels self-explanatory too.
Yeah.
Standing on business, sometimes spelled standing on bidness.
Oh, man.
Means to take care of your responsibilities or put your money where your mouth is. I'm a man of principle. My word is my bond.
Yeah.
Example sentences. I told you I was going to do that. I stand on business.
Yeah. Word is bond is, it's a good, good explanation, because that's another, like, more millennial slang that means the exact same thing.
Right. And then the last one is, what's up, brother? This is Gen Alpha thing. Like, people have been saying what's up forever. People have had brothers, since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
The first brothers murdered each other. Like, brothers have been around.
Yeah, and brother has been used colloquially as referring to someone who, like, isn't just your blood relative brother, but your bro, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. Saying what's up, brother, accompanied with raising your index finger upward, is a reference to the popular streamer Sketch, who uses the expression as a sort of catchphrase. I don't know who Sketch is.
I have no idea.
And it sounds like he's doing like a Urkel, like the raising your finger up. That's like a sitcom nerd move.
It is. Well, I just Googled him and he looks like a nerd.
Does he have his finger up?
He does. Yeah, in one of the pictures, he does have his finger up.
Kylie Cox is his real name. Oh yeah, that's a nerd for sure. He wears a jersey.
Yeah. Houston Texans. I don't know who that is.
He's looks maxing for sure.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so now that we've had a bit of a primer and spent a really long time talking about the slang,
we hope you enjoyed.
We should be very well prepared to understand what has happened recently to an Iowa school teacher. A piece written by Samantha Hernandez for the Des Moines Register. She put this out just before Christmas, December 23rd. Did an Iowa school accused of banning slang like Ohio and Riz violate free speech? I guess we gotta come down on one side or another. Does the Constitution, the United States Constitution, protect children saying the word Riz?
I think in general it does, but I don't know if a teacher banning certain words in their classroom is going to really going to rise to the level of violating the First Amendment. Yeah,
and I mentioned this really briefly earlier, but I feel like a big gap in that slang guide is that they never touched on the word cunt, which is, it's similar to the sleigh.
Right
serving,
now. And serving.
Yeah, modern slang colloquialisms. No word on serving in that guide either. But, if the kids get really into saying the word cunt, I mean, you can't really have that in the classroom, right?
No, I think that's a word that's been generally banned from classrooms for quite a while, and I don't think anyone really had any problem with that. Right.
And I don't want my kids in my classroom talking about the Wojak memes that they saw on 8chan in class.
Yeah.
A new generation of popular slang words has created heartburn for an Iowa school and prompted a bigger debate on whether students who embrace trendy slang, such as Ohio, Skivity, Chat, Riz, and Sigma, are disrupting learning or exercising their free speech.
Now, I do disagree with banning the word Ohio from school classrooms. I think that's probably too far.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to find out about Ohio someday,
Mm-hmm.
The issue recently came to a head in Iowa's Fremont Mills Community School District along the Nebraska border when parents and a free speech group accused a teacher of banning more than 24 slang terms from her classroom that have been embraced by Gen Alpha students, kids born after 2009. There is an image here. Somebody took a photo of a poster featuring the banned words. And this is not the words you cannot say on television of George Carlin. Unfortunately, those are not
the George Carlin bit.
It does say curse words.
Okay, so just a blanket,
sort of a catch-all there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so the first few listed here are Diddy Party, Diddler, Oiled Up, and Baby Oil.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Probably fine to ban.
Yeah, the kids, they're making all these rape jokes. Then they should be allowed. That's protected speech. They should be allowed to talk about the famous rapist and make jokes about it all the time during class.
This is pretty far removed from like Tinker versus Des Moines, a pretty famous case about children's rights to expression. Yeah, this is a little different than that.
Mm-hmm. Skibbity and then toilet is in parentheses. They're not allowed to talk about that, which is that kind of is oppression.
Parentheses is pretty awesome.
Because that's like when they wouldn't let us talk about Pokemon in fourth grade.
Right.
It's the only thing I care about. I gotta bring my Pikachu cards to school. Ohio, Alpha, Beta, Omega, Sigma. These are all words that...
That's a Greek alphabet. I mean, again, how are you going to talk about fucking, the history of Western civilization without having those words in there?
Yeah, this is coming into conflict with the values of the Iowa State legislature.
Yeah, didn't they just pass a law about this?
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to teach them how to read the Greek alphabet.
Yeah. Brain rot. Cannot talk about that. Riz, parentheses, lur. So no Riz and no Rizzler. Looks like a Womp Womp. This is a pretty low res image.
Yeah.
Womp Womp. I believe that. So the kids are listening to Comedy Bang Bang episodes from 2011, and they're getting really into Womp It Up, the spin-off show. Anyone?
No, sorry. I've listened to Comedy Bang Bang around that time frame, but not registering for me. Sorry.
Gen Alpha has just taken a real strong liking to Marissa Wampler, the Comedy Bang Bang character from 15 years ago. Another banned word in the classroom is chat. I think this is a Twitch thing. Like I'm getting like from context clues. This has come up before. Like if you're a Twitch streamer, you have a chat, and you will sometimes you will address the chat, and you say, "Hey, chat, what about this?" or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't remember where this happened, but I got into some weird back and forth with somebody who seemed like a young weirdo on Twitter or somewhere, and they said something like they were making fun of me, and they said "chat." I was like, what? So I can understand a teacher wanting to ban that because it's nonsensical. Giga Chad is banned.
Yeah. So they spelled Giga with 2 G's.
Right. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
But it's good that the teacher doesn't know how to spell it.
It's, probably good.
It would be worse if they did know.
Yeah.
Now, barking, meow, meowing, all banned.
Okay.
No dogs, no cats. This is like probably backlash to the litter boxes in the classroom moral panic.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, or maybe it's referring to the mewing thing that we talked about, where they're sticking their tongue into their roof of their mouth to improve their jawline and become a Giga Chad.
Yeah, and then barking is when you put your tongue at the bottom of your mouth.
Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that is about.
Okay, I'm looking at myself in the Zoom camera. When I put my tongue up, my jowl lowers a little bit. It's not my jaw that's moving. It's like the little loose skin below my jaw. So I'm telling you, kids, mewing doesn't work. It just makes you look a little bit like a frog. All right, curse words are banned. That's probably fair. Talk or hawk Tua.
That's probably a good one to ban.
Yes, because that is about oral sex, and you don't really need to be talking about that in the classroom.
Now, spit on that thing is not in there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is an avenue into wasting all of your money on cryptocurrency as well. Now,
right?
Hawk Tua coin.
Oh yeah, hawk Tua coin.
And I think it's very important that we keep kids away from crypto.
Right.
You're not allowed to talk about rage quitting in class. That one seems like a bit harsh. Because school is hard, and often I know a lot of kids who would rage quit math.
Right. Yeah.
Racist comments. Those are banned in the classroom. I think that's probably a good thing.
Good one.
Pimp.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that said pimp or poop. Both would be, probably worthy of being banned.
Yeah, and pimp, this is something kids were saying when I was in middle school. Pimp was a big thing back then.
Right, for sure. Man,
Big pimpin' is making a return.
Didn't your class got in trouble for making their class T-shirts the snowman from the Young Jeezy Thug Motivation 101?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think.
And then the teacher they approved it, I think, and then the teachers were like, "Oh wait, this is a reference to doing cocaine, so we have to."
Yeah. Some of them got printed, and then they became like a very valuable
a collector's item.
Yeah, a valuable piece of drip, right?
Yeah. It's a really good album.
I remember Glenn, who we probably haven't mentioned on the podcast in years at this point, but Glenn, a mythical figure in Cedar Rapids from the mid 2000s, a close friend of ours. I remember him wearing the snowman shirt to school and getting sent home.
It's just a snowman. Come on.
Yeah. Emergency suicide, I think, is what that next. Oh no, encouraging suicide is what that says.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a list of banned words. Encouraging suicide. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
I think that one's necessary. LGBTQ plus jokes. Okay. Fat jokes, drug references, Nazi or Holocaust references. So the last few of these are pretty standard, I would say. Just kind of necessary respect expectations in a classroom. Like, hey, how about you don't talk about Hitler all the time? How about you don't tell your classmates to kill themselves? Right. No, it's free speech.
Yeah. I think you could argue that most of those words are disruptive to a classroom environment. It's probably not grounds for a free speech violation.
Yeah. Well, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, acronym FIRE, a Philadelphia-based nonprofit advocating for free speech, sent a letter to the district protesting the classroom poster. And they alleged that the teacher had sent students to detention for using those words in class.
What are these? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this organization, but it's like, this is what you're fucking, like, writing letters about? Like, I think there's some other, like, free speech stuff going on at schools in the past year or so that has been, like, a really big issue where a lot of kids are getting punished for, like, literally, like, protesting a genocide. Right. And yeah, we're mad because they're trying to ban some, like, stupid slang words.
Yeah, my only real knowledge of FIRE is they posted something in support of our friend Noah Peterson when he got arrested by the Newton police for
that's good.
Calling the mayor a fascist. So, it's free speech libertarian stuff. Like, sometimes necessary and good advocates, other times huge blind spots that make them look like idiots,
Yeah, right.
Okay, they have some quotes, or maybe they don't. I don't think they have the letter from FIRE actually printed here, but they quoted the attorney who wrote the letter, Aaron Turr, a FIRE attorney representing an unnamed parent. So one of the parents complained, I guess. Our concern is that this teacher is imposing a blanket ban on a long list of words, phrases, and even references, including ordinary words like Ohio and chat, without regard to their context. It is so funny to get, like, free speech lawyers involved in this.
I know.
Even getting your parents involved is somewhat embarrassing. Like, this is the kind of situation that a fourth grader should be expected to handle on their own. Like, unjust rules in the cafeteria.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for kids being able to express themselves, and I don't think that there's, like, a real problem. Some of this stuff isn't necessarily a problem. I mean, obviously, like, racist and sexist shit is a problem. I shouldn't be saying it, but, like, also it's like, you're at school. Like, they could do whatever they want in their free time, provided their parents allow for it. So it's like, I can't imagine getting too worked up about this.
Right. A statement from the district. The sign was a part of a civics classroom assignment, which included a list of words that could disrupt learning or negatively impact peers that was developed in collaboration with students. And the poster was removed at the end of the school's first quarter. You know, if she hadn't put, I guess I don't know who the teacher is. I don't know why I said she. If they hadn't put banned words at the top of it, maybe it wouldn't be such an issue. Just like,
please don't say this.
Put at the top of your list, I find this personally annoying.
Yeah.
In the letter, the attorney agreed with the parent that the purported ban, including threats of 30-minute detentions, violated students' freedom of speech. This is awesome. Like you were saying, to fight this battle instead of like sicking campus police on Palestinians. This is of greater concern. The threat of 30-minute detentions for saying chat.
Jesus.
It is well established that public school students do not shed their First Amendment rights at the schoolhouse gate. While schools may restrict student speech in limited situations for limited purposes, in the absence of a specific showing of constitutionally valid reasons to regulate their speech, students are entitled to freedom of expression of their views. The letter continues, we don't need no education. The letter alleges that at least 10 students received detention for using banned words from the list.
Oh, no.
That's so funny. Yeah, and then the rest of this is there's embedded TikTok videos with like teachers talking about how slang has become unreasonable in the classroom. They quote Angela Santalo, who I guess is a TikTok teacher. They quote her saying, skibbity toilet. No, we're done. Can we stop as a whole saying Riz? L Riz, W Riz. Stop asking me if I have W Riz. I obviously have W Riz.
Yeah, and then she says we're all intelligent, so let's start sounding intelligent. I mean, it does get into like, I don't know. There's I could see in some cases like, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea to like it is kind of a conservative impulse to be like, oh, these kids are stupid because they're using words that I don't like to hear or whatever.
Yeah, and there is racism involved too, because like we were talking about earlier, a lot of these words are first like developed in like black culture and then adopted by the wider culture, and then like
and then it's a problem.
Authority figures are like, oh, you sound like an idiot because you're talking like them,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And yeah, just that this is happening at the same time as, again, the Palestine protests being cracked down upon in absolutely unconstitutional manners, and also our state like banning teachers from talking about gender or like
banning
talking
books
about slavery at all. Not allowing kids to like, express themselves genderly.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, how is that falling by the wayside in favor of like fighting a battle about this poster of banned words in one classroom for one short period of time?
Yeah. Is Moms for Liberty behind this? They're all for liberty when it comes to like banning books and what you can talk about in a classroom, but then they're really pissed off when a teacher says you can't say racist shit in class.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if this is like the subject of a heated school board meeting.
I'm sure it is or will be,
Let me raise my kids.
Yeah.
I want him to say Giga Chad. He says Giga Chad at home all day. I'm going to take him out of the school district. We're going to homeschool him in the school of Riz. Skibbity. I'm getting my degree in skibbity. All right. We've filled more than an hour with this bullshit.
One of the least consequential episodes in history.
Unlistenable. We did find a way to tie it to larger issues, though, right at the end there.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing for us as a larger society. It's embarrassing that this is in the newspaper and this is the subject of like a legal back and forth. Such a small issue compared to what else is happening in our schools right now. That was a good way to end the year, though. Thanks everyone for listening to that and everything else we've done this year.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, I was going to look up because I keep a spreadsheet of all the episodes we release, and I know for sure that 2024 was like the most productive I've been in the field of podcasting. Not including this episode we're recording right now, we put out 123 hours and 46 minutes of podcasts in the year 2024.
That's insane.
Shattering all of my previous records.
That's days of podcasts. It's crazy to think about.
This has been a goated year for podcast.
Yeah.
All right. One of the more recent developments of 2024 is our Rock Hard Call Us series, which I have been very happy with, which you can listen to on our Patreon, patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. We released a new episode of that last week. You can call in at 319-849-8733 to be part of the fun there. You can also mail us stuff at P.O. Box 5336 in Coralville, Iowa, 52241. I got to the post office too late yesterday. There were two little slips in my P.O. box. One of them says that there's postage due on something that was sent to the P.O. box. So I must request again. If you are sending something to P.O. Box 5336, Coralville, Iowa, 52241, please try to pay the correct amount of postage. You're bleeding me dry.
At least donate the postage that you would have paid to the Patreon instead.
You can also email us at rockhardcaucus@gmail.com. It's always fun to hear from people who listen to the show about, what's going on in their neck of the woods. We hear from people in these more rural areas of Iowa about how, for example, how their local Democrats are failing them. It's a common thing that we hear about. But yeah, any of your concerns around the state, if you want that to reach a somewhat wider audience, you can talk to us and, we can maybe boost your signal or whatever. Also on the Patreon, a new episode of Speed Freak Read Speak will be out tomorrow, where Tony and I talk about the #1 film in America, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Nice.
All right, well, let's close out 2024 with a little bit of music. This song is called First World Problems by my friend Giannis Alexakis, which we've actually played on the show once before, months ago, but he just released it as a single, so it's like actually out there in the world now, so you could listen to the whole thing. And his EP Broken Glass will be out on January 10th, so go pre-save it or whatever you kids do these days.
Pre-save?
I don't know, it's some Spotify thing.
Oh, no idea.
People are always talking about pre-saving. Did you hear the new Giannis Alexakis album? He's slay.
He's slaying harder than Charlie XCX on this one. He served. He ate.
Brat. He's eating. All right. Thanks, Evan. And thanks, everyone, for enduring that.
Yeah. Swag like Ohio. Can you play that one, too?
Sure. Why not?
Down in Ohio, fucking all these bitches, drinking Carlos Ride, swag so saucy, posted in Cleveland, drive to Columbia, bitches suck my dick, cut my swag on the 100. Down in Ohio, swag like Ohio.